And after your presentation, we will see if there are any discussions to be raised for both of you.
Okay, well, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Patrick Jordan, and I'm a psychologist by background. And for the last few years, I've been studying what is known as positive psychology. And that is the psychology of why some people are more successful than others, some people are happier than others, and some people live more constructive and socially beneficial lives than others. And it's that I want to concentrate on today. Now, essentially, there has been 10 years' worth of research into this area, and they've come up with 5 key principles that differentiate people who are socially positive from those who are less so. And it's those 5 principles that I'm going to talk about today and explain how they affect both health, which is the area that I've been working in for quite a while, but also the environment. So let's start off with principle number 1.
You have to put it higher.
Right?
Put your hand higher before you press it.
What am I aiming at?
Exactly, yes. And now
there we go. Yeah, well, there we are. Look at that. Okay, so the first principle is take responsibility. And people who are very socially positive tend to see life as a series of choices and consequences. So they believe that how their life turns out and how they affect the world is very much in their hands. And essentially there are 3 types of people when it comes to social issues, which we call inactive, reactive, and proactive. Now, proactive people we don't need to worry too much about. Proactive people are people who will be socially responsible without any prompting. So however difficult we make it to recycle products, or however difficult we make it for them to be environmental, they will find a way. It's the other 2 that we have to pay more attention to. Now, as I said, I've been working in health. And inactive people, no matter how much opportunity you give them to be healthy, they won't take very much notice. So you can give them healthy food in their canteen, you can put a gym next to their workplace. In the case of the environment, you could do curbside recycling. You could give them the option of efficient heating systems. But they wouldn't pay any attention. They still wouldn't do it. Reactive people, on the other hand, are people who will respond if it's convenient. So again, they won't go to the gym if it's a long way to go. They'll go to the gym if there's one at work. They won't eat healthy if the canteen at work isn't healthy. They will if it is. They will recycle if it's easy to recycle. They won't recycle if it's not. So again, those people, there's a lot can be done just by bringing things into their immediate vicinity and making things more convenient. Another key concept here, I'm not encouraging people to take drugs, by the way, this is from the health project we did, and it's to do with this thing called immediacy. And, for example, one of the reasons that it's very difficult to persuade people to give up smoking is that the benefits of smoking are certain and immediate. You know for certain, when you have a cigarette, that it's going to have a good effect on you, and you know that effect is immediate. The negative effects of smoking, although they're a long way off, although they're very serious rather, are a long way off, so they're not immediate, and they're not certain either. It's not certain that you will have bad health because you smoke. So immediacy is a very important thing. In our campaigns to stop people smoking, We've stressed the immediate effects, the immediate benefits you get of cutting down, like the money saving, like the fact that some aspects of your health come back very quickly. And similarly with the environment. If you take a plane ride, you know that you're going to get a good holiday, at least you hope you are, and you're going to have that holiday straight away. You don't know for sure what the effects of that plane ride are going to be on global warming, and also it's a long way in the future. Your house is not going to flood because you've taken a holiday. So again, how do we try to make those effects more immediate? Emphasize cost. That's why things like taxes have gone on. Emphasize the immediate benefits, for example, of recycling. We're running a TV campaign in Britain at the moment that shows that when you throw something away, we show the process it goes through and how quickly it comes back on the market as something else. So try to make things immediate and people will respond. So that's number one. The second thing is that people who tend to be most effective, most socially responsible, tend to have clear goals. They know what they're trying to achieve. And one of the key things here, as any management theorist will tell you, is the most effective goals are specific and quantifiable. So to say, I want to be more green, is rather vague. To say that I want to recycle 70% of the plastic wrapping I use is very specific. It's a good idea to have long-term goals, to say, okay, well, maybe in a year's time, this household will cut down by 30% on the amount of packaging it uses. And then to work back step by step, say, okay, well, that means in 2 months' time, we'll reduce it by 5%. In 3 months' time, we'll reduce it by 10%, that kind of thing. So give yourself good, clear goals, and then to make them applicable. One of the big newspapers in the United Kingdom, The Guardian, ran a campaign last year, well, this year actually, it's called 10 in 10, where they try to show you how to reduce your carbon footprint by 10% in the year 2010. So a fairly small, modest target to start with, but getting people in the habit of being environmental. Now, a key difference to work out in terms of goals is what's called process goals versus outcome goals. The goals I've just told you are outcome goals, like I want to reduce my packaging by 10%. In the case of health, it could be I want to lose 4 kilograms in weight or whatever. Process goals are just about setting yourself goals in terms of taking action. So, for example, you might say, I want to go to the gym 3 times a week. That would be a process goal. Or I want to go to the recycle place twice a week. That would be a process goal. So the good thing about process goals is you're not having to wait a long time for the outcome to appear. Like, it may take you a while to lose weight. It's uncertain whether you'll quickly achieve it. But you can be certain about going to the gym. Therefore, you achieve your goals, and focusing on process goals in the short term tends to be more effective. So principle number 3 is be positive. And psychologists will tell you that the single biggest factor in determining how successful people are in their careers, in their lifestyle, in their health, also how responsible they are as members of society, is whether they have a positive, optimistic attitude towards the world. If you believe you can achieve something, you're going to be much more motivated to do it. If you believe there's no chance of succeeding, then you're not going to put much energy into it. If you believe it's hopeless. It doesn't matter what I do, the environment's all going wrong anyway.